It's not that late. We just ate a little while ago. You can't be falling asleep yet. Especially after that great performance from your Boys State band. This is a time-honored tradition where the American flag and other flags will be brought in with respect and formality. It's a way we show honor to our country and the values it represents. Just before the color guard enters, everyone will be told to stand. If you're in uniform or wearing an American Legion hat or SAL cap, you may salute. That's what I will do. Everyone else will place your hand over your heart as a sign of respect. Once the colors are posted, we will say the Pledge of Allegiance together. Right after that, we'll remain standing for the national anthem. At Premier Boys State, we always sing the national anthem together as proud Americans. Then we'll have an invocation. This is a short moment of reflection or prayer, meant to set thoughtful and respectful tone as we begin the evening. It's shared in spirit of unity, regardless of personal beliefs. After that, the assembly will continue with the rest of the evening's program. Thank you for your respect and attention as we open tonight's ceremony. Okay, would everyone please stand?
Color guard.
Attention, please. These hands, attention.
Color guard.
Head. Hands to colors.
Color
nation.
Color guard. Head. Hut.
Hands salute.
Forward. Huh. Forward. Huh.
If you're covered, please uncover for the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may cover. And Greg Rania will now step forward and sing the national anthem.
All right, like John said, please join me nice and loud.
Tonight's invocation will be delivered by Jackson Schultz from Kennedy County in Effingham, Illinois.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. First off, I would like to thank the American Legion and all the Sons of the American Legion for all they've done for us this week. I would like to thank all the veterans in the room. And I would also like to wish well to everyone here attending the camp, that we all get something at camp, may it be friends, our goals, or anything at all. This is a week that could change our lifetime. We should all try to make it that way. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
You all may be seated. Now I will introduce our Chief Justice of the Supreme Court from last year, Justice. Would you step forward and administer the oath of boy state?
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be back with you this week. It'll be my honor and privilege to administer the oath of citizenship. Please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm to preserve and protect the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the Constitution of Premier Boy State and to perform to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of citizenship. So help me God. I declare each of you citizens of Premier Boy State. Congratulations, you may be seated. I do hope that you take every opportunity that's given to you this week. It will change your lives. I will now be throwing it over to Matt Creed. Thank you.
Gentlemen, citizens, let the word sink in a moment. Citizen. It's a loaded word. You are now officially citizens of Premier Boy State. You know, why are we called Premier? Anybody? Why are we called Premier? What'd you say?
First boy state.
First. We can call ourselves anything we want because we're the first, right? You are citizens of Premier Boy State. In addition to being a citizen of the United States of America, but is citizenship just something you are born into, or is it more? I'm here to show you more. That's what we're here for, gentlemen. It's a package deal. You get the whole package this week, and we hope you live out the whole package for the rest of your days. There's a part of this package we often miss or take for granted, what I call the high calling, or title of citizenship. We've all, maybe you've held different titles like son, boy, or some other explicitives that we won't share in such a gentleman-like environment, right? Titles. Maybe you aspire to a new title, a new level, a new rank. Like, does anybody want to be a captain? but also similar is your identity. I'm a citizen of Champaign County. I'm a citizen of the great state of Illinois, right? And a citizen of these great United States. And you, too, now you are citizens of the Premier Boy State. But what does citizen and citizenship mean to you? For now, consider with me a story of two headstones. It's getting kind of creepy in here. Headstones is in gravestones. Most of you have seen in person or immediate national veteran cemeteries with simple white marble stone. Oh, voila! Anybody seen something like that in person? Yeah, oh, excellent. You know, it's kind of odd. They're so small. Have you ever been up to one? They're not very big. Usually rich people, they get these ginormous obelisks. The most famous one being George Washington's, which he would be mortified with the idea that he put such a huge thing in his honor. But they're small. How do you define a person's lifetime? And these government stones, all veteran stones, are the same. 20 words or acronyms or less. How do you describe somebody's lifetime in such a small amount of space? Look at one. This one, we put up Adam's stone. This is one particular stone of one of my friend's colleagues, Adam, who was killed in action in Afghanistan. Quick side note for your importance that pertains. Adam was your age when he enlisted in the U.S. Army. And he also sat in your seat as a proud citizen of North Carolina Boy State. He served his country with distinction all the way to the end. There's much more I can tell you about Adam, but take notice. And you see, what's the first line below his name? What does that say? What's the first line below his name? Mark it out, somebody. Say it. Well, what is it? Yeah, you even know the acronym. That's impressive. That's his rank. That's his title in the United States Army. The highest rating that he had achieved in the United States Army. It comes first after his name because it's of highest importance. You suppose? Is that what it's about? Highest importance? That we can sum up Adam's life that he made it to E6? I think he made it higher. I got lost. The key here is that the highest importance comes right up to the name. What is in the title? What is in rank? What is so important about that title? What is so important about rank? About a half a mile away from Adam's stone, there's a whole section of stones, the same shape, the same size, they're made of the same marble from Ewell, Colorado. But this is a distinct section in a cemetery, unlike any other in any other place in the world. Same shape. What do you suppose? Let's give a moment of context. I gotta have myself so excited. You're citizens, yes, so excited. Okay, moment of context. Civil War. We had this great Illinois president by the name of excellent, and he spearheaded what we know today as the Emancipation Proclamation. And this, in effect, freed slaves. Now, slaves were property, not citizens. Important distinction, right? Property. But suddenly, they're free. They are no longer property. Over the course of the war and decades following, these new freed slaves, they migrated. They left their plantation, many stayed. And some of them migrated to this valuable plantation in northern Virginia. Can you guess what plantation that they migrated to that eventually became a cemetery? Anybody, throw out a guess. Who gets it? Good guess. They migrated to this plantation and established essentially a community, a very tight-knit, close-knit community, where they established their citizen lives. Literally, they took up homes, they built enterprises, businesses, and they lived in this section of this valuable plantation for decades. This was their first free home as citizens. Over the course of decades, a number of them died. We all got to die. I got news for you. You're not going to live forever, at least not in this Citizen, that's Betsy. That's Betsy. There's a whole section of these. Destin, raise your hand, brother. He was just there. I preached this just a couple months ago. About Betsy and others at Freedmanville. Oh, they named this village Freedman Village. There was thousands of people that lived there. Why did they put citizen on that line of highest importance? Their rank, their title. I didn't meet Betsy, that might be not quite that old, right? But historians are pretty clear on this, and I can safely postulate that Betsy and company recognize their highest rank, their highest title, their almost their highest achievement in life as being citizens, not property, citizens of the United States of America. What a triumph in their lifetime. Citizen. I don't know, but I think it's safe to, I believe that maybe Betsy and company, they understood suffering. Maybe they understood freedom and privilege better than we do. Think about it. Somebody that was property is now a citizen. And that's what they wanted on their stone. That's what they chose. Citizen. This haunts me to this day. I spent a lot of time in this section pondering my life. This changed my life. Arlington National Cemetery, through the work of Jesus Christ, changed my life. And it makes me question about my citizenship and about my stone. Because I'm entitled to a stone like that. Do you think the government would allow me to have my stone read rather than the paltry rank that I achieved in the United States Army? Would they allow me to put citizen on my stone? What do you want on your tombstone, gentlemen? This is a high calling. Because Betsy knew better. She and friends found their callings. They reached their dreams in and surrounded by community through their citizenship. They found treasure in the fields of freedom, a community, a sense of belonging. They served a purpose higher than themselves. They served one another. Volunteerism. Yes, they were selling goods, maybe. Do you think they were getting rich and famous? They were serving one another. That's what they were doing. They found their life in citizenship. Tonight, you and all our brothers here join 89 years of Premier Boy State citizens. Brothers, citizens, yes, you retain your individuality, but we as a body of citizens are more together than we can just as a pile of individuals. We have a compounding factor when we come together to serve a higher calling in our society, and that is what we are propelling, asking, petitioning you to come together in a voluntary type of atmosphere to compound, to make a greater society. This week, you will learn, I do, it's our catchphrase, but you literally, we're not going to do it for you. You are going to do it. You're going to build the 89th Premier Boy State this week. You're going to build
been 91 years since Premier Boys State was founded in 1935 in Illinois. So you think, wait a minute, 1935 and 88, that doesn't equal 2025, does it? It's 3 years off. Why is that? 1 year was missed at Boys State because of World War II, and then most recently we lost 2 years due to the global pandemic. Congratulations on being chosen to attend this program. You've been recognized among the best students and citizens in your communities. Again, 1935, the very first mythical state, known as Boys State, was started right here in Illinois. That's the reason, again, it is called Premier. You're being offered a wonderful opportunity for the next 7 days. I hope that each of you, each and every one of you, will take full advantage of the numerous opportunities that are available. There are numerous opportunities to run for office, to get involved in assisting your fellow citizens in running for office, in campaigning. Get involved, be involved. The more you put into this program, the more you'll get out of it. And that's not the last time you're going to hear that. Well, you are attending the mythical 51st state in which you will be forming and governing. This will seemingly end next Friday. Although the experience you will gain and the friendships you will make can be both very real and long-lasting. While you're here, learn new things, make new friends. By all means, have fun. Do your best. But above all, get involved. Achieve something you didn't think you could. Do not fear failure, and instead embrace the opportunity. You know, it's been said, and I've heard it said my whole life, that failure is not failure. Failure is finding a successful way to not succeed. So in other words, you're finding a way to not do what you're trying to do. So that leads you ultimately to discovering how to accomplish what it is you need to accomplish. During this week, there will be updates posted on the Boys State website with information and pictures
running that 51st mythical state, along with its cities and counties. You have been randomly assigned to one of 4 counties, and within those counties, one of 3 cities. The counties are named as follows: Card County and Kennedy County, after Harold Card and Hayes Kennedy, 2 of the founders of Boise State. Geiger County, named after John Geiger, the first Boise State citizen to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. And Canatzer County, named after Marty Canatzer, the most recent Illinoisan to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. The 12 cities at Boise State are named after staff members who have served the citizens of Boise State for 50 or more years, or after certain past commanders of the American Legion Department of Illinois. 2 of those individuals are here this evening. Dave Fever and Wayne Wagner. If you guys are here, would you please stand for a minute? I can tell you, as I get closer to that 50 years, I have a lot more respect than I did when I was younger. Although the fictitious 51st state you will be forming and governing may conclude next Friday, the experiences you gain and friendships you forge can both be tangible and enduring. During your time here, I encourage you to learn new things, make new friends, enjoy activities, and strive to excel. And again, above all, be involved. Achieve something you may have previously thought impossible. Do not fear failure. Instead, embrace the opportunities. While it may seem cliche, what you derive from this week is wholly dependent on what you invest in. Throughout this week, as John said, do encourage your family members to go to the website so they can see what this program is all about. Have your friends, especially ones that may be in the class behind you, encourage them to go to that website so they can see what they can experience here. Today you met your city councilors and most of you briefly with your county and assistant county councilors. Boise State relies on these volunteers' dedication both this week and throughout the year. This week, counselors will act as your mentors, teachers, coaches, motivators, and they come from diverse backgrounds, including law, farming, education, retirement, administration, and corporate and political roles. There isn't enough time to individually recognize each counselor tonight, so let me introduce your senior county staff for this year. As I announce your name, would you please stand up? From Card County, Assistant County Counselor Max Hurst is over here. Max is from Aurora, Illinois, and Max works in Washington, D.C. as a senior policy advisor for a isn't not here yet. He'll be in tomorrow. He's from Morris, Illinois. He's a retired Army logistics officer. He's involved with local veterans groups and founded the Veterans Legacy Center and Museum. County Councilor Chad Mintz. Chad is from Bourbonnais, Illinois. He's a training specialist. In Kennedy County, Assistant County Councilor Tyler Knowles. And Tyler's in the back in the booth. Tyler is from Rantoul, Illinois, and he's the Assistant Audio Director and faculty member at the Performing Arts Center at the University of Illinois. County Council, George Ricard. And everybody take a look at George. He's very, very obviously very buff. But he's also a U.S. Navy veteran, currently working as a process engineer in Naperville, Illinois, and he works out with me. With me? I think tomorrow's leg day, isn't it? Now I want to introduce somebody who's very important to our program, our Director of Etiquette for the week, Jason Hill, from Alton, Illinois. He is an attorney.
Good evening, fellas. John said you're a happy bunch, for the most part. Down our way in. Now, what is, they call me Director of Etiquette, can anybody, I'm also a lawyer, so I'm going to ask you the questions and you're going to tell me the answers. What is etiquette? Hands up, I'm going to go to you with more hair than you deserve. How about it? What is etiquette? Being considerate of other people. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of them. Anybody else? How about this one? Yeah. Yeah, you have too much hair too.
Manners.
I'm sorry?
Manners.
All I heard was pandas.
Manners.
Okay. I still didn't hear that. Manners, yes. Having manners. But, we can go through various permutations of that, but it is, yes, having, what both of these gentlemen said, in the right time, in the right places that we have. Tyler, can we go ahead and pull up our first, there you go. Now, while we are at an American Legion camp, you have to understand that we have rules of etiquette. And these, what I'm about to give you, are what we expect to be the minimum of etiquette. But before I start that, I was given a note, some minor housekeeping, that we have for Tony over at Health Services across the quad. There, Tony sent me a note that says, longer note, you'll grow up, not ever really knowing if you deserve love. One day you'll meet someone who loves you, and then you'll be able to accept yourself. Then once they really get to know you, they'll find you unbearable and leave. But the important thing is to stay hydrated. Okay. Must be something going on with the damn. So, as we see, the American Legion, Illinois premier boys state. Now we run to what you were given, the clothing you were given this afternoon. There we go. Do not wear this until we tell you to, okay? Can we make that deal? There is no good that can come from you wearing this shirt more times than lungs absorb life-giving oxygen and emit an eye-stinging, buzzer-gang stench. If you wear your Class A uniform, gentlemen, more than often, strictly necessary, you'll probably be able to knock a buzzard off a manure cart at 50 yards. And that was from my dad. He's a basketball coach. But minimum standards, gentlemen. Do we have the shower? Let's talk a little bit about showering. Do it often. If you need it, here's a helpful guide. Most of you are visual learners, I see. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Now, what some of you may, maybe afraid of, or tap into do, or maybe, you've done, don't be afraid of peer pressure. You should know that you know the difference. Nobody is going to make you do something you do not want to do. As Matt said, you're citizens of Boise State, and you are the masters, I went for it, masters of your own domain. I guess they're too young to know that. All right. Anyways, but don't mistake encouragement for peer pressure. And that is what your counselors are here to do, is to help you and give you ideas and talk you through some things. And your fellow citizens are also going to become those sounding boards that will help you write your speeches, that will give you ideas for the essay and oration, if we have folks that do that. But that's what we really, really like to see, is that it's not peer pressure, because when you make your own choices, but listen when being given positive reinforcement from your fellow citizens. You are your best friends. You are your own best friends. This is a golden marmoset. Moving on. Sorry. Got a case of dry mouth here. All right. Now, we've spoken a little bit about legionnaires. There are fellows in the nice dark blue camps. What we want, and what is clear, oddly enough, you know every American Legionnaire's name already, because his name is... Thank you, yes. Unless told differently. Personal decorum, a little bit more. Other Boise State staffers, I would assume they're a Legionnaire and act accordingly. Do you find different? Now, yourselves, and I think this is very important, what I really want to get across is that any form of hazing, harassment, it will not be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. I hate it when I have to send a kid home. And I don't want to do that to anybody here, not again. You are a brotherhood now, and you will treat each other in the same way. Now, we go to, there is a creature on this planet called the woman. She has zero interest in you. She never will. And her idea of fun ain't handing out ping pong paddles and pool balls to a bunch of 17-year-olds reaping a dry sweat and corn dog cards. Leave her be. And believe me, if you try to slide into her DMs, you will absolutely get shredded. All right. The other part about being a lawyer, and we're going to talk about this in great detail. Swear. While we are strong believers in the First Amendment right of free speech, you have to accept the certain realities as a guest of an American Legion-sponsored program as Boise State. So, what we're going to do, we're going to make a deal, okay? We're going to cut down on the swearing this week. And believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm a lawyer. We use F-bombs like we use commas. It's fairly common for our poor language to pronounce. So apply that mental editor of yours, and absolutely will not be tolerated anything racist, or I have the wrong word there, but anything against our LGBT community as well. Nothing abusive. Nothing good comes from that. So what we want to do is, let's make another deal. Me, I'm an adult, and the word adult was first coined in 1724 by a man etiquette models that I have spoken of here, but also just know how to act. You already know all of this. So now that you're here, stand out on the shoulders of the men that actually went off to war, and some went off to war and didn't come back. Treat yourselves with respect, and treat our hosts with the same respect as well. And I'm also going to include Eastern Illinois University in that, and its police force that it has as well. So we would like that, we want that, we expect that to happen. So without further ado, I'm going to give the podium back over to Chuck for some more powerful stuff.
Let's give him a round of applause. On behalf of the direct care staff, there's about 40 of us, with at least 30 more that volunteer their time to the administration and educational teams. This week, you'll meet many of these individuals during classes, militia activities, legislative sessions, sports events, contests, going to the bank, general headquarters visits. Still others help with our program working remotely, grading essays or orations, and helping with our media and social network presence. Their service makes this week possible, and please help me in giving them a round of applause. Now, I have an introduction to make, and I'm trying not to laugh through it, but I'd like to introduce our Director of Contests and Awards. This particular person was the reason that we were assigned 2 staff shirts this year, because that way he can spill 2 cups of coffee on his shirt during the week. I'd like to introduce our Director of Contests and Awards, Dan Lasella, from Marshall, Illinois, a certified public accountant at BDO USA, and he will explain what you might work towards this week. Dan?
Good evening. You have and will hear this message in a variety of forms over the coming days. Get involved. You only have one opportunity as a Boise State citizen, and I encourage you to make the most of it. Run for office, participate in contests, and be great citizens of Boise State. Don't leave here next Friday with regrets. Leave with pride in how you spent your week. To incentivize your participation, we have a variety of contests and awards, which I have the good fortune of managing. During the week, each of you will have the opportunity to compete for 9 different $2,000 college scholarships. In addition, many of you are eligible to apply for the $1,250 Samsung scholarship, with the winner eligible to compete with other state winners for national awards of up to $20,000. If you began your Samsung scholarship application prior to arriving, but have not finished it, you have until 11:59 p.m. tonight to finish and submit. So, tick-tock. With respect to the other 9 scholarships, you will find additional information on each of these in your citizenship manual, but let me highlight each of the 9 $2,000 college scholarships opportunities to you. First, the Lincoln Speech Award is given to the best original speech on a specific topic relating to a phase in the life of Abraham Lincoln. This year's topic is the Lincoln Legacy. The winner will also deliver his speech at the assembly on Thursday evening. Second, named after the founder of Premier Boise State, the Hayes Kennedy Essay Award is given to the best original essay on a topic relating to the Constitution of the United States or the Constitution of the State of Illinois. This year's topic concerns checks and balances. I look forward to hearing your perspectives on this topic. More information on this year's essay and speech contest can be found on the Boise State website and in your citizenship manual, and your counselors can also provide additional information. Third, Jim Thompson, or Big Jim, as he was known to friends, was Illinois' longest-serving governor and a great friend of Boise State, making the trip to Charleston to address the citizens of Boise State every year that he was in office. Upon his leaving office, Boise State created the James R. Thompson Governor's Award to be given annually to the young man elected governor of Boise State. Now called the James R. Thompson Memorial Governor's Award, the award currently comes with a $2,000 scholarship. Fourth, one of the 5 young men you elect as your Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Treasurer, and Comptroller, that is, every statewide elected official other than governor, will receive the Paul Brown State Officer Award. The award is named after a longtime county councilor and 50-year staff member of Boise State. Fifth, one of the 6 young men who are chosen as the President of the Senate, Speaker of the House, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Federalist and Nationalist Party Chairman, and Regimental Commander of the Boise State Militia will receive the John Geiger Leadership Award. The award is named after John Geiger, the first Boise State alum to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. 6th and 7th, at the end of the week, we will select 2 model citizens. They will be recipients of the Joseph McCraith and Keith Lucas Model Citizen Awards. Named after a longtime staff member, the Joseph McCraith Model Citizen Award is selected by a committee of staff members from candidates selected by counselors of each county. Keith Lucas was a Boise State alum and staff member who was killed in a helicopter crash in Grenada in 1983. He was posthumously inducted into the ROTC Hall of Fame in 2021. The award bearing his name is awarded to a citizen selected from a committee of staff members from candidates selected by the citizens of that county. Finally, 8th and 9th, 2 delegates will be selected to be your senators to Boise Nation in Washington, D.C. later this summer. More about that later in the week. Each senator will also receive a $2,000 scholarship. There are a number of staff members who are past recipients of the above awards and past delegates to Boise Nation. I encourage each of you to read about these scholarship opportunities in your citizenship manual, and I hope that each of you will take advantage of the opportunity to compete for them. Finally, as you may have learned by now, there is also a competition that takes place during the week known as the Model County Competition. In order to honor premier Boise State, winners will demonstrate the following traits: preparedness, respect, engagement, magnanimous, integrity, exemplary, and reliability. In addition, consideration is given to each of the contests and awards I just described. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the flag will be awarded at the evening assembly to one county based on that day's activities. At the end of the week, on Friday morning, the overall model county for this year's session will be named. It's always fun to see the friendly competition that is the Model County Contest, and we expect that this year will be no exception. Thank you all very much, and now to talk about the Boise State News Network, good friend, Graham Peck.
Gentlemen, as everyone who's been up here before me has shared with you, one of the best things you can do this week is get involved. Again, my name is Graham Peck, the Director of Technology and Media here at Boise State, and we want to talk about briefly one of those opportunities to get involved. We have a citizen-produced news network, and that will include written content, the option to produce podcasts, as well as what we call here the BSNN, or Boise State News Network. There will be a brief presentation in just a moment behind me where last year's media team will welcome you all here. That's one of the great opportunities for you to get involved. We'll have an organizational meeting in Clem Hall that you can find on your schedule at 2 to 4 tomorrow. And then we will produce Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings for your viewing with you as camera operators, video editors, and on-screen talent, a news program before each evening's assembly for the rest of the week. So we hope that many of you will come join us tomorrow and throughout the week during the lab times that we have. So with that, we'll watch last year's citizens from the News Network welcoming you all here to this awesome week. Thank you.
Illinois in the Joliet area, and I have been your anchor and editor.
My name is Hubert Stasek, as well as Eric. I'm an anchor and editor. I'm from Plainfield, Illinois, around the Naperville area.
My name is Jonathan McGough. I am head writer, and I am from Marissa near the St. Louis area.
My name is Jack McLemore. I'm from the Washington area, and I've been the head editor.
So, welcome citizens to the 88th Illinois Premier Boys State. We are the 2024 media team, and we're here to give you a heartfelt welcome.
Here at Boys State, you'll learn citizen skills, long-lasting connections, and engage in various activities. You can go from participating in athletics to even running for positions like governor. You can even join our wonderful media team.
Media offers a unique range of programs. You can write an article for our blog, host a podcast. We also have our very own citizen-produced news channel, the Boys State News Network, or BSNN for short, in which you can get involved in this week. We produce all of the elements from being on-screen talent, editing the videos, and even choosing what content to make. If these topics interest you, then give our media team a try.
The Boys State media team meets each afternoon tomorrow through Thursday in Clem Hall, room number 1125. Please check your schedule for the exact details.
Hello, I'm Alan Cornell. I'm the Chief Director. I'm from Peoria, Illinois, and I'm here to say, as long as you involve yourselves in something while here at the American Legion Illinois Premier Boys State, you're guaranteed to have a spectacular time. Last year's Boys State media team, we hope you enjoy a week that shapes a lifetime in the way that we have enjoyed it ourselves. Thank you, and make the most of this wonderful week. Jim.
So how many of you are going to show up at Clem Hall tomorrow to be involved in meeting? That's not a bad number. There you go, Brad. Okay, on to the benediction. Tonight's benediction will be delivered by Nicholas Thomas from Kennedy County, Evanston, Illinois.
Please join me in prayer consistent with your religious customs. We wish to thank God for bringing us together here at Boys State. May we look forward to making friends. May we look forward to learning. And may we look forward to achieving our own personal triumphs. May we look forward to this following week and learning the responsibilities of a dutiful citizen. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing. The color guard will advance and retrieve the colors of our nation. We will stand at attention.
Color guard. And hut. Port. Huh. Forward. Huh. Left. Go left. Go left. Right. Go left. Go left. Go left. Right. Left. Go left. Go left. Right. Go left. Go left. Go left. Right. Present. Huh. Order. Huh. Street. Color.
Order. Arms. Please be seated. Welcome back to the podium. Oh, yeah.
County councilors, take charge of your units. Meeting is dismissed.